Yo, welcome to another session in the dojo. I'm DiamondRyoku, and today on the chopping block, I would like to talk about JoJo Bizarre Adventure Part 5, Golden Wind, or Vento Raro if you're like a loser or something. But I just finished watching it recently, and I have so much to say. I read the manga a couple years ago, but I decided to watch the anime now that it was out, and I know I'm late. All right, you don't gotta say it in the comments. I know that I'm late, but I decided to watch the whole thing, and I some things didn't nearly age too well for me, but I'm gonna talk about it. I'm gonna go through each character, one by one, and I want to give you a little bit of thoughts about each of the characters. All right, so originally when I read it, I thought Giorno was a little boring, like the main character Giorno Giovanna. I thought it was a little boring at first, but rewatching the anime, I got a little more in depth, seeing his journey, seeing his strategies, and I actually fell in love with the character now. So I really do like him, whether it's as a protagonist, as a member of the Jojo family, you know what I'm saying? I actually really like him and his ingenuity, the way he thinks through fights. I mean, his stand, first of all, the things that he does with his stand is insane. Like from going from like being able to like change somebody's consciousness and everything like he did in like the first couple episodes to, I don't think I ever seen that again later on, but you know what I'm saying, it's just a matter of the writer just deciding to change his abilities as it went on. But I loved the whole, like, anything that he gives life to, if you hurt it, you'll get the double damage back to you and it'd be fatal. That's fantastic. Like I said, I just love the way he thinks through fights. I love protagonists and antagonists like that, thinkers. All right, moving on. Bruno Bucciolati. I apologize if I am pronouncing all of their names. Like, a lot of their names are Italian. I apologize if I am butchering that. Okay, but Bruno is the GOAT. Okay, the absolute GOAT. I always loved Bucciolati from the manga, and I love Bucciolati now. Okay, I love Sticky Fingers. I love what you can do with it. I know he got a little lucky in that fight we was fighting Pesci and what was the other guy named? It was Pesci and Prosciutto. Yeah, when he was fighting them on the train, he got a little lucky because he's about to fucking die. Before he actually died. But we'll get to that. We'll get to it when we talk about the plot part. But I really liked Bruno. Cause I loved how much he cared for his team, how much he wants to get the drugs off the streets, and his overall dedication to the mission, even decided to go against it. Even when he felt like things weren't like, when he felt betrayed, when he was betrayed by the boss, I absolutely love that. No notes. Bruno, best team, best leader, best capo, best mom. Like, I agree with the memes. Like, Bruno's great. Abakio. When I first read the manga, I actually hated Abakio a lot because I was like, damn, like, I get his disposition, but I'm like, damn, you hate Giorno just a little bit too fucking much, and it's a little distracting. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I'm not gonna do this because I'm just gonna do this to spite Giorno, or oh, he gotta prove himself to me. Like, I get it, I do get it, but I just didn't like his character at first. But seeing it in the anime, I think it was the seeing things in motion, hearing his voice. I came around to him before he passed. So like, when it was his time to go, I was like, damn, we lost the real one. I really enjoyed what he did in the Man in the Mirror fight. Like, it's another fight that Giorno really came clutch in. And I love Moody Blues. I don't know why they made Moody Blues so thick in the anime. That was a little strange. It was a little distracting every time Moody Blues is recording. I'm just like, do a little 360 for me. But but the power is really cool, even though it's not that powerful, like, physical wise. I love the idea of being able to record anything that happened anywhere. Even if you don't know the date yourself, just being able to rewind and fast forward, I think that's a pretty cool power. And that I understand why the boss had to get rid of Abakio, because Abakio really was that one that could, like, snuff out the plan. Like, you can see who he is and what he looks like and whatnot. And even to the end, Abakio was the goal. So shout out to a real one. Moving on from one real one to another real one, my nigga Guido Vista. Oh man, I liked Mister way back on the manga, and I still like Mister now. Actually, Mister became my favorite character that I followed through the entire anime. Like I was like, we're always hoping because there was like, so I read the manga like maybe like 5-10 years ago, so it was a lot of things I didn't remember. So when I was watching Mista go through his various battles and everything and almost dying like almost every battle that he was part of, and I was like, damn, is this really gonna be the end for him? But then I had to think, no, he definitely survives. But the ways that he was surviving, I was just like, bruh. But like he was fantastic. I always loved him. I loved the Sex Pistols, and the way that they interact with each other, you know, and like that was all great. I loved his character. Narancia, you know, I mean, I thought Narancia, you know, was kind of just there a little bit until Narancia's fight. I don't remember what the stand use that Narancia was against, but it was the stand use that could shrink things. And I thought Narancia was pretty cool enough by using his stand in a very great way. Like he really thought out everything that he was doing. And then of course the final stand rush at the end, I was like, ooh. I wasn't familiar with your game, but no, it was great. It was great. It was really sad to see Narancia go. But you know, at the end of the day, you know, I mean, it had to be somebody, right? And it wasn't gonna be Mister. I'm just saying. So, Fugo. Now, Fugo's a strange one, right? I don't have anything against Fugo, right? Fugo is great. Okay, focus on me, please. Fugo is great. Fugo's really intelligent. Purple Haze is a detriment to everybody in the world, or at least in the range of the stand. But I'm really drawing a blank on like Fugo, like what's his angle, right? Now I heard there was a light novel called Purple Haze Feedback that I did not read, that I will read. Maybe I'll do a follow-up video about Fugo specifically, but outside of the Man in the Mirror fight, I can't remember any other fights that Fugo was in. And I understand why he had to get written out because the virus is too fucking strong, and I get it, and it would make things hard because it targeted both friend and foe. So I get it. It was kind of hard to deal with, you know. But like Fugo really did that one thing and said, "Fuck it, I'm not betraying the boss. I'm fucking out of here." And then he left, and I was like, I mean, outside of the fight with Man in the Mirror, I mean, everything else, I feel like, unless I'm forgetting something, and like I said, if I am, let me know in the comments. But I feel like everything would have been the same, regardless of whether he was there or not, outside of that one fight. Now, I guess you could say if he wasn't in that fight, then yes, they would have lost. But I mean, outside of that one fight, he didn't do nothing else except for decide to not go with Bucciolati, which I understand. I'm not shitting on him for his decision. You know what I'm saying? He chose self-preservation. I get it. But okay. Like Fugo was just like okay character, I guess. But maybe Purple Haze Feedback will fix that, I guess. But moving on, we got Trish. Trish is cool, you know what I'm saying? For most part, she didn't really know what was going on. She just, you know, she didn't really know her dad. She didn't know the boss. She was just being guarded by Bucciolati's team, and for the longest time, she was just doing nothing. She was a little annoying. She's a little bit spoiled brat at first, but she really came around to really enjoying being accompanied the rest of the team. You know, really taking after, really liking Bruno's leadership, and everything. So, and then eventually like really trusting Giorno. So which I like. So that was great. I'm glad that she was able to make it through to the end and everything. And her powers are pretty cool. Like I said, Spice Girl is pretty cool. It was a trip seeing the dub and all of the. It wasn't even just the dub. Like even the Japanese names, I believe, were like still localized as well. So it was kind of weird seeing like the subtitles saying Zipper Man and fucking Bruno was like sticky fingers. It was very interesting to see that, or Golden Experience, and then like the subtitles like Golden Wind. I'm like, okay, sure, yeah, sure. Golden Wind Requiem, yeah, fuck out of here. The turtle, Coco, you know what I'm saying, the turtle was cool. You know what I'm saying, I would like to get in the turtle to see things around. I want some of those drinks that they had in the refrigerator. The turtle was there, you know, it was pooping, you know what I'm saying? And like through several plot points and fights, the turtle poop was a part of it. So like shout out to Araki and writing turtle poop. You know what I'm saying? Diavolo. Actually, no, we'll do Doppio first. Actually, you know what? We'll come back around to Doppio. Actually, we'll come back around to Diavolo and Doppio. Leaky Eye Luca, you know what I'm saying? He got his pack smoked. Fuck him. I don't care about him. Popo. The Black Sabbath stand I thought was pretty cool. The way it was able to jump through the shadows and mix stand users I thought was pretty interesting. The way that people had to be tested. I mean, of course he was killing people, right? I don't support the fact that he was killing people, but I thought that his stand was really cool. And the way that Giorno and Koichi eventually took him out was kind of fire. And then his big ass eating the fucking gun banana, that shit was kind of funny. I didn't understand how it clicked and went off, but I guess I know he pulled back the if I'm like I said, I'm not a gun guy, but I believe he pulled back the hammer right when he was opening it, but we was still holding it. I don't it the hammer, maybe the hammer clicked back itself, and then that's what ended up shooting him. But like I said, that his pack got smoked too. But besides that, you know, he was crazy. I don't understand how he ate his fingers and then it showed that he wasn't. I don't know if that was like an intimidation thing or if like Giorno that was like sensing Popo's like bloodlust or something like that. I don't know, but it was strange. He ate his fingers and his fingers showed up that they were normal. I don't know. I really don't get it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if it was just like a shock value thing. I don't know. But besides that, the many assassins that came after the Bruno's gang, you know, like their stands were interesting here and there. Some standouts. I really liked White Album, you know what I'm saying, and his ability to control the temperature in the air. Like that was pretty cool. He got done pretty bad. Like Giorno like beat the shit out of him. That was crazy. And shout out to Mista. Like Mista really was the GOAT for his resolve in that fight. Him and Giorno really, but like Mista like really came through to have the resolve to shoot himself. To shoot himself with his own bullets. Like that, it takes a special kind of guy to be able to do that. And Mista really was that guy. I'm not gonna harp on too many of the enemy stand users. Really, I really like Doppio's fight with Risotto, who has Metallica. And I thought that was pretty interesting. Till he got cocky at the end, and then it was like, "Oh, I'm gonna kill you," and then it was like the foot thing, you know, and getting his foot cut off. Like it was like, all right, bro, all right, man, get out of here with that bullshit. But let's see, who else? I absolutely hated Chicolata, the Green Day, him and Seko, man, fuck both of them. I'm so glad they got their pack smoked, and I'm so glad we got the 7-page Mudo and Chocolata. Giorno beat the absolute shit out of him, and he deserved it. Him and his crazy ass stand, you know, melting people with that fucking moss and fucking, what was it? I don't remember, fucking green rot. That's what it was. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad he got taken out. I'm just glad he's gone. You know what I'm saying? The world is better off without him. Now I want to move on to the plot stuff. But I mean, I know why he was there. Like Polnareff, you know, Polnareff, excuse me, I'm probably pronouncing his name wrong. From part 3, was there to deliver the stand arrow to Bruno's team and everything. And then the whole thing with Silver Chariot Requiem, like it was interesting to show like what a Requiem stand can do and like some of their autonomy from their user. You know what I'm saying? Even Gold Experience Requiem had its autonomy from Giorno. But that whole part, the writings just started going down. Ew, whack, ass. The moment that Silver Chariot turned into Silver Chariot Requiem, I was like, oh, what is this? This shit is garbage. Everything else leading up to that, more or less, was like, oh, this is really good. This is like the way their characters are outthinking the enemies, even if they're getting beat up a little bit and rocked, like some of them probably died a little bit, but they got lucky. But like, by the time we got to Silver Chariot Requiem, even after the reveal of the big bad and, you know, and Diavolo and Doppio, like, I'm like, oh, okay, all right. I'm so glad that when we finally got rid of Silver Chariot Requiem, I'm like, okay. Because, like, the body swapping, the soul swapping shit, I'm like, I don't know. And even when we got to the end, when Giorno finally got Gold Experience Requiem, you know, we need to talk about Gold Experience Requiem for a little bit. All right, like, obviously, the whole thing about, like, you know, being able to return things to zero and Diavolo not being able to reach the truth, you know, of his death, which I thought that was interesting. That was really cool, right? Like that was fire. But after everything ended and they took out Diavolo, I mean, I know really what is there else to do after that. But you know, I didn't really like the ending. Like Giorno, I know it was, I guess it was about the journey and everything and how his resolve and his dream, like his dream was to become the gang star, and he did do that, sure. But I wanted to see some scenes of Giorno getting some of the drugs off the street and everything. And you know, I know Bruno didn't survive, but I wanted to see him and Mr. I wanted to see them like some scenes of them like getting the drugs off the ground. Like all we just saw was Giorno getting sworn in, and all of the other mobsters and gangsters like, you know, swearing their loyalty to him as the new boss, you know, which is crazy. Like a 15, 16-year-old kid is the new boss of like a multi-billion-dollar corporation. Like, I mean, wow. Okay. Shout out to him. But, you know, I just wanted to see a little bit more. I feel like the ending didn't really land for me. Like even the satisfaction of getting the boss character beat, like it just didn't feel like, you know, Rocky built it up and he didn't deliver. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, of course, I know people probably reading the manga years ago were like, oh my gosh, Gold Experience Requiem, wow. But like nowadays, you know, even different from me reading the manga 10 years ago to now, I'm just like, wow, this ending was not that great. Like everything that built up was good and it had the proper setup, and then we got to the ending and it just kind of fluffed out. You know, I can't be the only one that feels that way. And if you do feel that way, please let me know in the comments. Like, I want to hear your thoughts, your genuine thoughts, whether you like the ending, thought the ending could be improved. Like, I just thought it fizzled out. And Diavolo getting beat didn't even feel, it didn't feel, it didn't feel satisfying. Like, yeah, Diavolo moving in his stop time, erase time and everything, and then Giorno, like, I could actually move into stop time too. It kind of felt a little bit like the ending climax of Dio versus Jotaro, where Jotaro discovered he could move in the stop time and everything. And even though it wasn't 1-to-1 like that, it just felt like, you know, he did a little bit, hit him, you'll never reach the truth. And then we saw a bunch of examples of Diavolo dying but never truly getting to die, which sucks for him. Dying on infinite loops, I mean, that's pretty metal, but the ending just didn't feel satisfying. Like the boss went to so much lengths to hide his identity and everything, and then when we just finally find him out, we just find he's just a floundering motherfucker. He just don't know what he's doing. All right, he doesn't know what he's doing. He just lost, and I'm like, damn, that's it. The build up was it. That's all you got, bro. Like, damn. I mean, he was beating people up. Don't get me wrong. Like, he gutted Bruno. Like that shit was crazy. Like the sound design that it sounded like when he got hit was crazy. Like that shit was like, damn. What he hit Abakio with was crazy, and it was cool the way he did it too. I loved. Okay, I guess now we're talking about Diavolo. I loved it wasn't really camaraderie, because like I said, there was like more like two different souls in one body. So I just loved the interactions, if anything, between Doppio and Diavolo and the way they were doing it. And I loved Doppio's little I can't even do it that well because I'm smiling, but like I love that he would pick up random things and be like, Moshi Moshi, boss it, and then like he'd be like, Diavolo. I mean, he wouldn't. No. Diavolo would be like, my dearest Doppio, I need you to kill that motherfucker. He's on the cliff. Kill him. And Doppio would be like, I don't know how I can do that, boss. But he would be like, yes, you do. You are my darling. You can beat him. And Doppio would be like, yeah, I could do it. And he would fucking do it. He would lock in. He would do it. And it was mad cool. And then, like I said, the scene where he got Abakio was pretty good. Like, he was playing with the kids at the soccer, and then he ran by, and then fucking Bakio got gutted. That shit was crazy. And all that was just great build up, and like really letting you know, like, oh shit, the boss said he coming to town. He's ready to show him, like, you know, and everything. And it just fizzled out. Like, I feel like Chocolata and Seko took too much of the time towards the end. The shit with Paul Renef felt a little rushed. You know, he yapped a little bit about Silver Chariot Requiem. Diavolo got to him first. He fucking killed him. And then he got his soul put into the turtle, which he's now in the turtle now. He's like, I'm going to stick around. You know, my stand's gone. I'm just going to stick around in the fucking turtle and just live out the rest of my long turtle life. Which, I mean, like, sure, I guess. I mean, great for Paul Renef. He's still alive, but he's in a fucking turtle now. I guess. I guess, sure. And then, like I said, Diavolo just fizzled out, man. Like everything after the reveal is just like, all right, bro. All right. Let go. Gold Experience Requiem. Get him. and that was that. So I don't know, but all in all, what I would give it, I would say if I was looking at a 10, I would say part 5 is like a 7.5 out of 10. You know, really good opening, really good middle part, but towards the end, towards the middle end, it starts to cruise down a little bit, just like the airplane in the Notorious B.I.G. fight, which is crazy stand name, by the way. Shout out to Biggie. But no, I would say 7 out of 5, 7.5 out of 10. Right now I'm watching JoJo Part 6, so maybe we'll have a video about that eventually. If you're interested, please let me know in the comments and everything. Let me know your thoughts about JoJo Part 5 and your favorite character and favorite stand and favorite fight, if anything. And I'll catch you guys next time. But with that being said, peace.